Photoshop CS5 is a cross-platform application, meaning it'll run on both Mac and Windows. There are a few small changes in the interface between the two platforms, but in this case we're going to take a look at the Mac version. Along the top, we have our application menu, so we can see that Photoshop is active, and these are the various menus that allow us to access different parts of our application. Below that, we have the application bar. On the left side, we have a number of icon buttons that allow us to change the way information is displayed on screen. On the right side, we have our Workspace Switcher, which allows us to easily move around our different workspaces, which change to make different types of functions a little bit more convenient. To the far right, the CS Live button allows us to log on to the internet and upload and comment on documents so we can share them with people around the world. Below the application bar, we have the options bar, also known as the control panel. This is a context-sensitive panel, meaning that it's going to change the display depending on which tool is currently selected. Now we can select our tools from over here in the toolbar. We can do it by clicking on an icon, or if we notice carefully down at the bottom right corner of many of the icon positions, a little black triangle indicates there are additional tools hidden under the current tool. If you click and hold the button, you can see a flyout menu allows us to choose one of the different tools. You'll also notice that many of the tools have a keyboard shortcut, in this case the letter I for all the various tools in this position here. So I can switch between my tools by pressing Shift plus the shortcut letter, in this case Shift I, or I can do it from the flyout menu. When I choose the tool, it will go ahead and change my options panel. Along the right side of the monitor, we have our various panel groups. Panels are indicated by an icon and/or a name, and we can switch between our panels by simply clicking on the tab with the name or by clicking on the icon. You'll notice here we have one dock that contains two panel icons that are just the icons. Next to that, we have a dock that has three panel groups, one on the top, one in the middle, and one on the bottom. And we can switch between these panels by just clicking on their tab. Now, if I want to go ahead and collapse this, over here on the far right top corner, I have two little triangles that indicate the ability to collapse or expand my tabs. So I can open it to reveal the panels, or I can close it to have just the icon and the name. Now, if you don't need to see the name because you're beginning to recognize what the icons are after continuous use, you can go ahead and reduce the width of these icons so we have just the icon display, or we can stretch a little bit wider to reveal the name. In either case, clicking on these little two white triangles allows us to collapse or expand that particular panel. While you're working, you may want to go ahead and collapse your various controls and maximize the window for your documents. To do this, just press the Tab key, and by pressing the Tab key, you'll turn on and off the visibility of all your controls. If you want to hide just the panels on the right side, press the Shift Tab key. This will cycle the visibility of just the panels on the right.